Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube NFL prediction segment, I'm going to be giving you my picks for Week 4 of the 2014-15 NFL season. Now, the first game, the New York Giants are on the road against the Washington Redskins. I'm going to take the New York Giants. Now, on paper, it would seem like maybe the Redskins would win this game. The thing is, I think the Giants are starting to come out of their doldrums, or whatever it was. They were having problems with maybe the cohesion and chemistry that Eli Manning may have been having with his new group of receivers. The Redskins did look impressive last week. Now, they did everything but beat the Philadelphia Eagles, who many are basically are saying that they will win the division and are very confident in that, and think they're the supreme team in their division. They very well may be, but the Giants right now, I think they're starting to blend a little bit, and I do like them in this game. I think for Eli Manning's starting to get things back on track, and I'll take the Giants. Now, next game, Chicago is at home against the Green Bay Packers. Now, Chicago has looked very good. They played a Jets team very well this past week and were victorious. Now, the Jets, many of you may not think they're very good. I think the Jets are at least like a mediocre team anyway, and this is a team that Chicago went in, played very well against. They seemed like it was a very balanced game on all sides of the ball for them. And Chicago, I mean, they beat San Francisco the week before. They played with relentless defensive effort. They had, like, I think 4 interceptions against Colin Kaepernick. So this is a team that's showing some toughness and resiliency. But I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers because I still think they are the best team in the division, and they can't start the season 1-3. If they're 1-3 after 4 games in this division, if the Bears go to 3-1, it might be only 4 games in, but that could be a deficit that's going to be tough to overcome with all these divisional games remaining for Green Bay. So I'm going to go with the Packers on the road. Now, the next game, I'm going to take the Houston Texans over the Buffalo Bills. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan because I'm from New York originally, as many of you know. I would like to think the Bills would win this game. However, it's on the road. The Bills look like they maybe vastly improved this season, but they didn't really look that good this past week against San Diego. As many of you know, I think they've started like 2-0, like maybe 4 times since like the 2003 season, and then they falter shortly after that. So I hope it's not a bad harbinger of things to come for this team, and I really want to see them win. I think Houston's a little bit better, and they are at home. I'm taking the Houston Texans. Next game. Well, this game doesn't need that much analysis. I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts over the Tennessee Titans. Now, Indianapolis has pretty much dominated the division over the last 2+ seasons, and the Tennessee Titans as well. Indianapolis is at home. Obviously, the acquisition of quarterback Andrew Luck is very providential for this team. I see them winning this game probably very handily. Tennessee has problems on all sides of the ball right now. There's going to be talk and debate as to whether quarterback Jake Locker is going to be the quarterback of the future for this team. This is going to be a very tough game, and I believe the Titans will lose this game. They'll be 1-3 after this game, and Indianapolis will improve their record to 500 at 2-2. Now, the next game, I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens over the Carolina Panthers. Don't get me wrong, Pittsburgh played a great game against Carolina and throttled them this past week, but I think we found out more about Carolina than we did about Pittsburgh. Carolina, obviously, they seem to have some deficiencies on that offensive line, and they are going to have to protect quarterback Cam Newton much better if they have any chance in this game. Carolina, I'm wondering if they're the same team as last season. Maybe the loss of wide receiver Steve Smith is starting to hurt them and be detrimental to this team. I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens. I do believe they're a little bit better than Carolina right now, and I think Baltimore will win this game at home. Now, the next game, here's a tough one. Now, this is essentially what they'd say on, pardon the interruption, on ESPN, a toss-up. My New York Jets are at home against the Detroit Lions. Now, Detroit has that explosive, high-octane offense. They have Calvin Johnson, a.k.a. Megatron. The Jets came off just a disheartening loss, a game which I think they had the potential to win last week, but didn't get the job done. Now they got to face the Lions. They are at home. Redemption is just around the corner for this team. I don't see them losing 3 consecutive games to start the season and 2 consecutive at home. I think they're going to show some urgency, some pride and heart. The only question I have is quarterback Geno Smith, is he going to be the quarterback of the future for this team? And time will tell. It's going to be a matter of, I think we're going to see, should the Jets jettison Geno Smith and put in Michael Vick? If Smith doesn't perform well this week, I guess time will tell. Now, but I'm taking the Jets at home. Now the next game, Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to take them over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now the Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't know if we're going to see the vaunted steel curtain of old, but it seems like they're starting to mesh, and especially on the defensive end. I saw a great relentless effort by Pittsburgh in that game that they played last week against Carolina. Very tough place to play. And the Steelers, they might not be the team that's going to win the division or the supreme team in the AFC North, but maybe they will challenge the Bengals. Then Pittsburgh might have something to really cheer about this season. They are at home. Tampa Bay, I mean, it's no offense to Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans, but this obviously they're in at least the bottom 5 teams of this league right now. Tampa Bay can't put up any points. They're not playing defense, and they're not going to win this game. Pittsburgh, I think, wins handily. I think they're going to win by at least 20 in this one. Now, next game, I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins on the road over the Oakland Raiders. Oakland Raiders are in that bottom 5 tier as well in the NFL, and unfortunately they're playing so poorly in such an abysmal way they can't get out of their own way. Now Miami on the road, they didn't look good against Kansas City last week, granted, but they are still good enough to beat an Oakland team that just really can't seem to get anything going. So I am going to take Miami on the road in this one over the Oakland Raiders. Now the next game, San Diego Chargers, I'm going to take them at home over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville really can't score. Their offense is very anemic. San Diego is playing like a team right now that is to be reckoned with. They're going to be most likely a playoff contender at the very least this season, and may give Denver even a run for their money in that division possibly. Phil Rivers, the quarterback of the team, is playing well. I think they I believe they have a new offensive coordinator, or at least in the second season, and they seem to be playing much better, and it seems like whatever it is they're doing, whatever plan they're formulating on offense, it seems to be working, and the offense is in sync. I want to take the Chargers at home. Now, next game, I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons on the road over the Minnesota Vikings. Now, we look at the Atlanta Falcons. Are they the team that we saw a couple seasons ago go like 13-3 and make it all the way to the NFC title game against the 49ers? Probably not. But they're obviously, I think they're better this season than they were last season. They should, if they could keep their receivers and offense healthy, they will do okay, I believe. Minnesota is just a team right now that I think I just wonder, do they have an identity right now? I think losing defensive player Jared Allen, who's I believe like a perennial All-Pro for that team, one of the better pass rushers in the league, I think it's starting to hurt them, and it's really showing. They're out without Adrian Peterson. They have this controversy in whatever it is going on with him. I think it's becoming maybe an immense distraction for the team. So I'm going to take Atlanta on the road. Next game, I'm going to take San Francisco 49ers at home over the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia, for a lot of people, seems to be that alluring or sexy pick, but I'm not going to pick them. I'm not quite sold on the fact that they could go into San Francisco and win that game. Now, don't get me wrong, 49ers are 1-2. They've been one of the major disappointments this season. However, this is a must. I look at this as a must game for him because Arizona is 3-0 right now, and they don't want to fall any further back behind them this early. I think San Francisco will redeem themselves, and they will play much better. They are at home. Philadelphia will make it a competitive game, but I don't see them winning it. 49ers at home. Now the next game, I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints on the road over the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Dallas is one of those enigmatic teams. Sometimes they look good, sometimes they don't look so good. They look like world beaters in some games, and then in some of the other ones they're kind of like, well, that they look like they're very beatable. So I have a feeling New Orleans, it's their time to win. They don't want to lose this game and really get off to a terrible start this season. I think we saw a little fire in Drew Brees last week. Maybe this will help give them that needed spark for that to propel them the rest of the way. And I'm taking the Saints at home over the Dallas Cowboys. Now, last but not least, I want to take the New England Patriots on the road over the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this is a game where at the beginning of the season, I'd say, oh, New England can annihilate the Chiefs, but New England has looked far from impressive. Their offense looked dormant last week. They win the game 16-9 last week, and Oakland, I believe, had a chance to at least tie the game at the end, but they didn't capitalize on it. They had, I think they came close. They were within like a potential great defensive play to tie the game, but it just didn't get done. New England is they have the heart of a champion. I know they're not the defending Super Bowl champions, but they have this experience about them, and experience is a virtue. I see New England winning this game, but it's going to be a lot closer than a lot of people think. I think it's going to be maybe like a touchdown. New England prevails. So anyway, people, I'm going to go to my computer screen momentarily, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the games on the screen. So just hold on for a minute. Okay, here we go, people. 2014-15 NFL predictions, Week 4, home team in caps. Giants over Washington, Green Bay over Chicago, Houston over Buffalo, Indianapolis over Tennessee, Baltimore over Carolina, Jets over Detroit, Pittsburgh over Tampa Bay, Miami over Oakland, San Diego over Jacksonville, Atlanta over Minnesota, San Francisco over Philadelphia, the Saints over the Cowboys, and New England over Kansas City. Well, people, that will conclude this YouTube NFL predictions segment for 2014-15 Week 4 picks, and stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my picks for Week 5. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.